What's good, everybody? It's Jonah. Come back at you on the video. So this is where we're gonna talk about a very simple topic that everyone can relate to, and this topic is regarding the weather. And I'm here to help you understand, come to realization that every day is a beautiful day. Now, this comes with a super tiny asterisk, and this is of course excluding any sort of natural disasters because of course like it's not an ideal day to be outside or to be around a given area because I know some people around the world may be living in areas that are more prone to natural disaster from time to time. But in general, as far as like weather, right? I want you to understand and hopefully come to the belief, right? To share the same belief as me that every day is a beautiful day. It doesn't matter if it's snowy, sunny, cloudy, windy, cold, raining, whatever it is, right? Every day is a beautiful day. It's insane to me. And of course, I understand because I'm human too. Like, I've previously shared this same idea, belief, and thought process, right, as other people back then, which I don't anymore. But it's very common for people to wake up on a day, see that it's rainy and looks kind of gloomy outside, right? A little bit dark, um, things like that. And they'll immediately label it as a bad, ugly day, right? Immediately. Now, I understand that for most people, they would prefer sunny days, clear skies, right? Because then if it's clear and not rainy, you don't have to worry about an umbrella. You may not have to worry about wearing all these layers or getting wet, things like that. But it's it's mind blowing to see how immediately just off the weather alone, it'll just affect people's mood so much. And usually for the rainy days, the less desirable weather days, right, when it's like snowing a lot or when it's really rainy and like gloomy outside, people will immediately label it as a bad day, and that will affect their mood. And for me, where I'm at right now, it's the way I see is that every day is a brand new opportunity to enjoy and make the most of it, right? No day is necessarily better than the other. They're just different experiences. Now, of course, we may have our preferences of like the type of weather, right? But they're just different experiences. One doesn't have to be better or worse than the other, right? You can wake up and see it raining cats and dogs, and you can still smile and say it's a beautiful day outside because you can still have fun on that day. Me, historically, right? I've never been the biggest fan of getting rained on, right? I don't necessarily enjoy being wet, but from the rain, like if I, sometimes you've everyone's probably gone out with like a thin umbrella and then it's windy and rainy and then the umbrella gets pulled and then you start getting rained on and all these things. So for most people, I would say that that's not necessarily a desirable event to happen. But there were many days in my life where events like that have happened and I've gotten rained on and I couldn't help but to laugh because it just ended up adding so much more character to the day, right? Because that doesn't happen. It's not a common occurrence, right? So that doesn't happen often. And so when it does, it stands out and it makes the day more memorable. That's just one example, right? But there's people who they can wake up and see that it's raining and it'll give them just gloomy, negative energy. And then they're just less interested in the day and they don't want to go out and all these things. And I understand it from the human side, but like all it is a different experience. It doesn't have to change the way you feel. You can still look outside the window and believe that today's going to be a great day. You can believe with every fiber in your being that regardless of what the outside looks like, right? Of course, excluding any natural disasters, right? If it's like a normal day, what we consider a normal day, you can still look outside and smile and tell yourself that it's going to be a good day. You can step outside, breathe in the air and smell all the rainwater and still tell yourself it's going to be a good day. You can still be excited for the day. And I know some people it sounds a little ludicrous because some people may not be fond of rain, right? But It's alright. It's just rain. It's just water. It's just water, and you can still have a blast. Like this is what I mean. I'm gonna share a story with you guys. This for my college graduation, right? For my college graduation, everyone when people think of like college and graduation day, everyone is expecting it to be perfect day outside, for it to be sunny, clear skies, perfect weather. It's May, it's warm, it's springtime, everything. For my graduation day, it was pouring, like raining cats and dogs. And, you know, because it's a major college, we do our graduation at the football stadium, which is outdoors. And so, of course, you had all the parents and the family members were in the crowd getting rained on, but they had, their umbrellas and things like that. But we as students, we didn't really have umbrellas. Like we were just in our cap and gowns, and so the entire time we were sitting listening to the speech from the president of the school, all the deans of the different colleges and everything, and we were just getting rained on. It was windy, everything, and so people can immediately label that as being a horrible day, a horrible graduation. But it that experience ended up adding so much character to the day because it was the what we least expected, right? It just made the day unforgettable. Because just imagine, after all 4 years of going to school, class, taking exams, studying, all the sacrifices you made to finally reach the finish line, and you're expecting it's supposed to be a perfect, beautiful day, and it ends up being rainy. Most people would probably believe that the weather and the rain ruined the graduation, but for me, I felt that it added so much character because it's what I was least expecting, and it ended up just becoming an unforgettable moment, right? It was like we were drenched the entire time sitting outside, and then when we each went to our respective colleges, like the building where they do the, because it outside the football stadium, it was like the entire school for that year, like all the seniors. But then we eventually split up to each of our individual colleges that each hosted their graduation indoors in different buildings. So then we would still go to our separate buildings, and we were still like wet from head to toe. And I know for a lot of people, especially for the women out there who got their hair done, their makeup, all these things, probably wasn't the best days for them, right? We can for the most part like agree on that. But for me, I just had a blast because it just made it so memorable, and I was just alongside my best friends the entire time. So all it is just the weather, right? It doesn't have to affect you negatively, right? If you look outside and sunny, it's warm, right? And if that puts a smile on your face, great. But those days where the weather may not seem as desirable, you don't have to let that affect you. You don't have to have it make you feel sad or frustrated or anything. Like you can still have fun. You can still make the most out of the day. Of course, I understand if you had plans to do something and you needed the weather to be clear in order to do those plans, and then you can't do that anymore. I understand how that might affect you, but there's always ways around it. There's still always ways where you can still find a way to have fun, right? Like it can still be a good day regardless, and that's the main point that I want to drive home. So every day is a beautiful day because every day is a brand new opportunity for you to live life and have fun and enjoy it. So you can do that regardless of the weather. So I just wanted this video here to be sure and remind you guys that every day is a beautiful day, and to never forget that you can wake up with a smile on your face regardless of how it looks outside. So once again, guys, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the